We are almost in New Year, New Me season, and this is when everyone is trying to be like, let me make some drastic changes to my hair, okay? So, this is the video you need to watch before you start thinking about doing all those things, okay? This is the one that's gonna stop you from making the big mistakes, as well as just giving you some additional good tips that you should take with you into the new year, but preferably start now so when the new year starts, you're like ahead of the curve, okay? Let's get into it. The first thing you want to make sure you don't do to your hair, do not cut your hair, okay? I know it's almost silk press season for some people. You're looking at all these people like, oh, look at this bob that I got. It looks so good. And you're like, oh my God, the urge. I'm just going to cut my hair tonight. Listen, next year in January, February, you're going to be regretting, why did I cut my hair? Why did I just suddenly decide to cut my hair? Now, if you're like, listen, I already decided to cut my hair, these videos are just influencing me to do it even quicker. Fine, you want to cut your hair. If you actually do go ahead and cut your hair, the minimum effort you should do is at least use professional shears if you're going to do it yourself. If you're going to go for the regular paper scissors or whatever scissors, you're on your own. I don't even know why you're here watching this video. If you are going to cut your hair, at least go to a professional hairstylist or someone you trust who has cut hair before. At least have them do it so that at least even if you regret the hairstyle, at least it's in the right shape. It can still look good where it is and it'll grow out into whatever shape you want if you eventually want longer hair. Now, in the same vein of doing drastic things, please do not bleach your hair, relax your hair, or do any very permanent treatment to your hair. Because again, you are more likely to regret it when you get back to your sensible thoughts, okay? Don't be like, I just saw this girl with the most beautiful blonde hair. I'm going to buy some bleach right now. I'm going to go blonde. First of all, going blonde, very difficult, okay? Especially if you have naturally dark hair. If you have a lighter color hair that's not black, you have a bit of a better chance, but the amount of corrective bleaching and dyeing you're going to have to do to get to the actual color you want is insane. If you're going to do something that drastic, again, like the haircut, go to a professional hairstylist, ask for their opinion, see what they can do. And again, don't do it spur of the moment. Don't just think in the middle of the night one time, you know what? I want to go blonde. And then the next day, you're rushing to the store, getting all the stuff, or going to a hair salon and going blonde. And then you might think bleaching your hair, even if you're not going blonde, is reversible, but it's not. Because when you bleach your hair, you literally strip your hair of all the color. So even if you dye your hair again with a color that's like the same color as your original color, it's still not your original color, okay? And then when that fades, it's still gonna fade back to like the orangey color that you don't want because your hair has been stripped of color. The color cannot come back. Only the new hair growth will have your actual hair color, okay? So it is a very drastic change. And it causes a lot of dryness and is extremely high maintenance. So if you do want to bleach your hair again, similar to the cutting thing, you need to be able to invest in lots of products that can actually protect your hair, help repair any damage, things like K18. Yes, it's not cheap, but again, you've chosen to bleach your hair. You want to go to a professional hairstylist who knows what they're doing, who can do it gradually or however long it takes, whether it's a day or a month. Just don't make any spur of the moment decisions because you're inspired to take on the new year with a new you and have a new style and do everything, okay? You can even try experimenting with wigs to see how you feel about everything before you just take a big dive into what you think you want. Okay, so number three is something that almost everyone battles with, and I think it is an important tip to put in here. And this is to stop comparing your hair to other people. You might be thinking like, oh my God, it's almost the end of the year. Look at all these people whose hair has grown so much. It looks so much healthier. It's done all this. Like my hair grows so slowly. I want my hair to grow as fast as this person and that person. Here's the thing. Other people's genetics are none of your business, okay? Someone's hair may just grow faster than yours no matter what they do, okay? At the end of the day, whatever is going on with everyone else is none of your business. You need to focus on your own hair. Learn where you can and then apply it to your own hair. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And if it works, then it does work. People love to comment on people's pages who are like, look, these are the products I use. This is the diet I ate. This is what I did to make my hair this long. And everyone is just like, ugh, it's genetics. It's genetics. Everything else doesn't matter because it's just your genetics. Okay, then first of all, why are you even watching the video? Okay? if it's clearly genetics. Second of all, even if it's purely or mostly genetics, there's still things that you can learn from it. Maybe what they're doing is helping maintain it, okay? Or maybe it's not genetics. Maybe what they're doing is actually working. But at the end of the day, whether it's genetics or not, that is still none of your business. Your business is what's working with your hair. Maybe someone with really great genetics whose hair grows super fast told you, you know what, the thing that works for my hair is using blue magic on my scalp, and this is the thing that works. And you're like, actually, I've tried blue magic and it does nothing. If anything, it makes my hair feel terrible. So I'm not going to use it, okay? There, done. If someone whose hair just happens to grow faster than yours starts to use rosemary oil and they're like, oh my gosh, my hair is growing so much faster, my hair is looking amazing, it's looking healthy, and then you're like, your hair grew like 2 inches a month, mine only grew half an inch a month. But maybe your hair on average only grows a quarter of an inch a month. So it still worked. It just didn't work the same way it worked on the other person. Number four is so important, and I think we used to talk about this a lot, but then the natural hair community online kind of died down. But now, because of TikTok, everybody's part of the hair growth community, and there's all these different tips. This just needs to be reminded, okay? Stop trying everything, at least not at once. One, you will never know what's working if you're trying everything at the same time. And second of all, when you do find something that's working, you need to stick to it for it to actually work. And then on the other hand, for things, if you're not sure if they are working enough, give them time. Some things take up to 6 months for you to see noticeable results. And that's why when a lot of studies have been done, even with FDA approved drugs like minoxidil and other things like rosemary oil, most of the tests are actually done. They get the results after 3 to 6 months because they want to see if it's actually working after consistent use for a long enough period. So you find someone who uses rosemary oil and they use it for 1 month and they're like, it didn't do anything, my hair feels the same, it looks the same, I didn't see any hair growth, so I'm going to try peppermint oil next month. And they try that and then it's like 2 weeks, not fast enough, and then you keep trying all these different things. There is no magic product out there. Even minoxidil, which is FDA approved, it still advises you to wait about 3 months because you might see a little change, maybe faster than other things like rosemary oil, but you're still not going to get hair that's like all the way down to your ankles in a year, okay? You need to be patient. The reason why people like me and other influencers online use a lot of different products is because we know that the people watching have different preferences, different hair types, different things that they like just in general. And so we try all these different things so that you can choose which one works for you. But even we don't use all of them at once. I like to test oil mixes and I know what works for me. So sometimes if I want to try something new, I don't have to stop using the thing that I know works for me. I just need to add to it if it's possible to do it. For example, I recently, not very recently anymore, but a couple months ago, I started to use eucalyptus oil for the first time because I noticed that it was in the Mayel Organics oil, which I liked. And I figured, I already have an oil mix that works even better than the Mayel. Perhaps I should try eucalyptus oil and see if it does anything. And so I just add eucalyptus oil to the oil mix that I already have. And so if I notice that over the course of using it, I have noticed completely no change, I'll be like, okay, it didn't do anything. I'll just take it out, continue using what I'm using. If it did make a change, then I'll continue using it and adding it to my routine. So at the end of the day, you need to be cautious with how you're testing things. And then when you find something that works, stick with it because not everything works for everyone. Rosemary oil doesn't work for everyone. Maybe some people don't like the smell. Maybe for some people they feel like it doesn't do anything. Maybe some people are allergic to it. So you might go on the internet and say, "Oh my gosh, rosemary oil gave this girl a rash on her scalp. I'm going to stop using it," knowing that it works perfectly well for you and you've only seen amazing results. She has those results because she has an allergy to rosemary or something like that. Another really important step across the board is about washing your hair, okay? A clean scalp thrives. You need to wash your hair. And when you do wash it at least a minimum of 2 times. It's like double cleansing your face. The first time you shampoo, you're getting off all the oils, any buildup of product, anything like that. And then the second wash is what really cleans your hair and gets into your scalp. And while you're at it, the only part of your hair that actually needs intense washing is your scalp. The foam from the lather can just run down your hair or you can push it down your hair, and that's enough to clean your actual hair shaft. If you need to shampoo your entire hair shaft with shampoo on the shaft every single time, you're either using too much product or you're not realizing that you're damaging your hair and you think your hair is just fine. Your scalp is the only place where you need to actually place that shampoo. The lather can deal with the rest of the hair, and that's how you reduce your amount of breakage and have really hydrated hair and a clean scalp. I also highly recommend clarifying your hair at least once a month because it actually makes a major difference if you have any hard water, if you have product buildup from oils or conditioners or anything like that. It just really works with that. And my favorite one is the Red Can one. It's also one of the only ones I've used, so it's the one I recommend, but it's one of the only ones I've seen out there that really cleans and strips your hair without leaving it feeling dry at all. It feels amazing, so I'd highly recommend it. I will link it on the screen and I guess in the description box below if you want to check it out. Now, this tip is the one I think is the most underrated tip of all time, and this is if you want longer, healthier hair, you're going to want to prioritize your sleep, okay? Sleep is a major factor when it comes to hair growth, and if you find that your hair is stunted or you have hair loss, a lot of people immediately go to the obvious things which are important, which is why they're not the main concern, which is a good diet, drink enough water, and get enough movement. Everybody knows if you want your hair to grow healthy from the inside out, you have to feed it well, you have to promote blood and oxygen going to your scalp by working out, eating healthy, and drinking lots of water. But sleep is very neglected, okay? Lack of sleep causes stress, and one of the highest causes of hair loss is stress. So just getting enough sleep will actually help reduce the amount of stress that you have and the stress on your hair and your scalp. Also, when we go to sleep, we produce melatonin, and melatonin has actually been shown to be essential for hair growth. So it is amazing for your entire health and your hair if you get better sleep. And for this next tip, even though most of us know about it, we still don't do it. This is washing your hair and moisturizing your hair even when it's in protective styles, whether it's twists, braids, cornrows, if you're under a wig, however you're wearing your hair. If it's in a protective style, a lot of people tend to just forget about it because you're like, at least I'm not combing it, I'm not manipulating it, I'm not adding anything to my hair so it feels nice, I don't need to wash my hair. And a lot of us actually use a lot of oils and just other sprays when our hair is in protective styles because you want it to look nice. Maybe you're prone to getting an itchy scalp, so you might use an oil that has like tea tree and peppermint in it. That stuff will build up, and if you don't wash your hair, you will start to experience a lot of breakage and a lot of dryness, and you wonder why the protective styles are not working for you. You still need to moisturize your hair and you still need to wash your hair and have a clean scalp, even if your hair is in a protective style. So if you want to know how to wash your hair in a protective style, you can watch the video right here. And if you want to know how to moisturize and hydrate your hair while it's in a protective style, you can watch this video right here. Hit my face right there to subscribe if you didn't in the beginning. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!